Welcome, everybody, to Age of Radio Mercury. We're back. I am back. I was off a week, and then I was back for a week, and then I was off a week, and Trey killed it with Joey Galvez. I'm so super excited that both of them were able to take the reins and take care of this as we are continue to move forward and kick some butt with Mercury, your home for podcasting and pop culture news. And I feel like my backlight just flickered a little bit. I don't know what's going on in here. I'm really scared. I feel like something's going to explode. Oh, I know what the light is. Hold on. Everybody, hold on. Just Trey, you take over for 2 seconds. You don't even have to say anything. Just look at the camera.
While you're fiddling with your light, I'm still so happy with the shortcut that I made last week. You weren't here for it, but I made a shortcut that pulls the content of all the articles, or the majority of them, and puts them onto that craft doc. So now I can just have them all read to me. It's so nice.
Yeah, Trey, for anybody who doesn't know what Craft Docs is, what exactly is Craft Docs, and why do you like it?
Okay, so they are they're employee owned now.
Really, they're a co-op?
Yeah,
that's neat.
So
I just spent an hour talking about the problems with capitalism on the New Wealth Transfer podcast.
Oh boy!
In case you missed that, it was fun because I was with very pro-capitalists.
I'm pretty pro-capitalist myself, but that's not this. Craft is a Notion. It's like Notion, but it's document-coded. So it's not databases; it's documents. All of your tasks live on documents. All of your tables live on documents. You can have like collections of things. So some people do like in movie database and stuff like that. And it's all like native. So it's native for the web, native for Windows, and native for Mac. And it's like the best, especially if you use Markdown, note taker and document editor that I have found, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you. That's awesome, Trey. Thank you so much. You guys, we have a great show in store for you. First, I'm going to say I'm not pro-capitalist, but I'm not pro-capitalist. I think that there's a better system that exists, and we just haven't found it yet because obviously disparity in wealth gaps, I think, is a problem. And so that being said, we're not going to talk about that because this is not an economics show. You can listen to my Markets Radar show. You can listen to the New Wealth Transfer podcast. If you want Trey's take on stuff, you can follow him on Substack and subscribe to Maker's Remarks. Speaking of Maker's Remarks, Trey, before we get into some of this amazing news, how's Maker's Remarks? Is it going to come back ever?
I'm hoping at some point. I just haven't gotten the gumption to actually start it because it's a whole process. I will eventually, because I think that there's a lot of incredible artists that definitely deserve the spotlight, and possibly for other stuff too. I just haven't gotten to actually getting people together yet. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we got a great show in store. And Joey said, I love creator employee-owned businesses, and so do I. I think actually that is one of the biggest solves to the current capitalist society and the wealth gaps is employee-owned businesses. So I love hearing about cooperatives. But today we're going to talk a little bit about listeners. Do listeners prefer AI voices? There's 2 studies that claim that. I don't know if that's going to be 100% true. Netflix, if you guys don't know, started a video podcast, I guess, a feed, and they started allowing people to push certain people, not all people, to push podcasts vis-a-vis their Netflix podcast feed. So you can actually watch what they're calling podcasts, what we call video shows, video podcasts on this podcast or on this live show or whatever we're doing. I guess it is, everything's a podcast now. But they've had some really great performance data come back, and we're going to talk a little bit about that to see if maybe this is the new trend that we're going to see with podcasts. We're also going to talk a little bit about platform insights for YouTube, and could TikTok take over YouTube by the end of this decade? I am very interested in going over this article. Again, we do a lot of shows, so I'm going to be looking at these articles with Trey for the first time, and that's what makes this show great, is we have no idea what is going on. Before I also kick it over to Trey to find out how his week's doing, I want to let everybody know we're only going to be doing this on my YouTube, our X accounts, and our LinkedIn account, or my LinkedIn. Moving forward, we're not going to be playing around with the Instagram feed anymore. I have some other ideas in store for that. We want you to like and subscribe us for Mercury by Age of Radio on YouTube. So we're just going to be going live on those platforms, at least for our main live show, because me and Trey, we're going to brainstorm. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to be bringing all kinds of new stuff to the marketplace as it relates to Mercury. And one of those is doing regular X spaces, which for the life of me, we cannot do one X space because stuff keeps happening. But I don't want to go too deep into that. We'll kick it over to you, Trey. How was your week? Anything exciting happening, and any new content that you've created this week, sir, or new apps?
So I haven't really done anything big this week. I did have an idea for a new business. I need to get so I'm on beta software, and that's kind of prevented me because I think that Apple has something wrong with their media engine, because I can't use Final Cut Pro. I can't use it on my iPad. But I have started putting products on my Gumroad again for the first time. It used to be wallpapers. I got rid of all of those. And now I have camera asset packs for people who are selling cameras. All of the photos that I've taken, all of the cameras that I've tested, went back in like 2022, 2023. As many of those where I have a video that shows the operation a little bit, even if it's just putting the batteries and stuff in, and photos from the camera, I'm going to put those out for like $1 to $3. And that's just going to be something where people are, if they're selling, they can go, oh yeah, this is perfect. And AI as well. It's that sort of thing.
That's really awesome, Trey. What microphone are you using right now to pick up?
It should be the one on my lapel here. This
I think you keep that's what it is. I think you keep hitting it on accident somehow, or it keeps like it's hitting against something. I can hear it. I don't know if you hear it, but it's only every once in a while, so don't change anything. I just wanted to find out what it was.
Yeah, I'm just double checking that it's the correct.
It sounds like it's your lip.
So that's that's not the right one. It's on my headphone one.
Oh, then that's what it was. See, technical difficulties.
There we go.
They're the
Now
best. You sound still so amazing, Trey. Joey put out here, major win. All books for I Need Your Skin have been sent to all campaign backers, and book 2 is in pre-launch. So head on over to Kickstarter. Check that out. Joey, I think you gave me a drive to grab some assets, but I don't know where they're at right now. So we'll have to get I'll have to get my crap together to make sure that those assets are available for the show and on the show, because I'd love to highlight that. But head on over to Kickstarter and get into pre-launch for I Need Your Skin 2. I'm super excited. I rebranded my Age of Jeremy line this last week. So there's Age of Jeremy and Markets Radar. So I was able to change my thumbnail, which I'm really, really excited about. So go check that out at Age of Jeremy, wherever you get your podcast. I don't have an image for it either, because I just thought about mentioning it right this moment, and that's what we tend to do on this show. But this is a new show, so we might as well talk about some news. So let's start with our favorite topic, AI. A new study seems to show that audiobook listeners prefer some AI narrators over human voices. The study, conducted by Edison Research at SSRS, blind tested spoken multicast narration and discovered that while 31% of listeners said they'd be likely to listen to AI, after listening, that number had risen to 65%. 61% thought that the AI was human. Let's head on over and see if we can hear some of these clips. Trey, I'm trying to share the screen again because it makes it easier to go through the news articles. So anybody that's in the audience, Joey, can you let me know if this messes up the audio when I do this? Because I'm sharing vis-a-vis screen and not vis-a-vis the browser. All right.
It seems fine to me so far.
Let's see. Jack through the dust. I don't know. Which one's the AI? Okay, here's spoken.
As I lay there with clods of earth thumping all around me, I thought of my son and of a sparrow. Thinking of the bird was unavoidable. The poor thing was on its side staring at me from only a few inches away, clearly as confused as I was by the strange turn of events. Sparrows often bathe themselves in dirt, which was a handy skill for this particular male to have. He opened his little black beak in a soundless chirp, fluttered free of the debris, and was off clean as a whistle. I sat up to find I had been thrown against the outer wall of a large concrete planter. Particles of dust rose and fell, while others seemed frozen in the sky like as many grains in an ancient photo. I honestly couldn't tell if there was any color left in the world until I looked down at my hand. There, glinting with the blue of his eyes, was Eric's marble. 1 hour earlier.
Tink, 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 tink.
It was just a stupid marble bouncing on our kitchen table, nothing more. I wouldn't take the bait. I wouldn't allow a 9-year-old boy to torment me with a dime-sized ball of glass. Who cared if the marble fell off the table, unshielded from the full brutality of Earth's 9.8 meters per second squared of gravity, a fall that would have been entirely preventable. It had no connection whatsoever to Eric's first trip alone in an anti-gravity aerial vehicle. Tink. Eric caught the marble, then slipped his cereal bowl beneath the edge of the table. Swoosh. The cabinet reverberated as it rinsed, dried, and with a muffled...
Okay, I can't take anymore. That was the most boring clip in history.
I was going to say, if that text isn't AI generated, I'm going to be amazed.
No, that was the spoken word. That was a human reading that, Trey.
No. I mean the text itself, not the narration.
Oh, correct. I agree with you 100% there. Okay, we're going to go over to this next clip and see. All right, ready? Wait, I'm confused. I'm so confused. Maybe that was the AI. This says spoken and then human narrate. I'm going to play.
As I lay there with clods of earth thumping all around me, I thought of my son.
That it was. They're calling the AI spoken in this. That's okay. That also explains why it was boring. I never going to listen to that in my entire life. This guy sounds way better already. Listen to this guy.
And of a sparrow. Thinking of the bird was unavoidable. The poor thing was on its side staring at me from only a few inches away, clearly as confused as I was by the strange turn of events. Sparrows often bathe themselves in dirt, which was a handy skill for this particular male to have. He opened his little black beak in a soundless chirp, fluttered free of the debris, and was off, clean as a whistle. I sat up to find I had been thrown against the outer wall of a large concrete planter. Particles of dust rose and fell, while others seemed frozen in the sky, like as many grains in an ancient photo. I honestly couldn't tell if there was any color left in the world, until I looked down at my hand. There, glinting with the blue of his eyes, was Eric's marble. What?
I don't know who would have preferred that other one.
So there is, and this is the thing. There are good human narrators and there are not so good ones. If you have read as many as I have, you know that if there are some books that they can be on like similar topics, but some people, they can keep you engaged and keep you interested, and the other people are going to bore the hell out of you. Same type of topic, just one of them is very good and one of them is not as good. And so I think that this is one of those things where, one, that text was so clearly written by AI, and two, I don't even think that no shade, man, if this was like a professional voice actor, no shade, but I don't think that, I think that it could have been better because the text, in my opinion, was still pretty monotone.
Well, no, I think the first one, Trey, I think I was confused on how they have this set up. I think that the first one, the spoken word one, I think that that's the actual AI. And then I think that the second one we did was the human narration.
Right. I knew that. Like I said, I think that both of them were pretty monotone.
Well, yeah, that's true. But if I were to take both of those ones, I would have taken the human narration over the AI piece. The one thing that I will say about the AI aspect of it, though, is I think AI narration gives us a really good, as a society, it gives us a really good way to kind of get more and more books out there in audio format rather than people being able to read them. Because I don't think people have a grasp of how many books there are. If something were to wipe out our world, one, I don't know what things we have in place to keep the knowledge that we have as far as books go. If we had to leave the planet, but we still had network connection or we had the ability to grab the internet, we would still need to grab that knowledge somewhere in the future. And I think that AI gives us a really strong ability to be able to use all of that knowledge and put it in a place where we can still extrapolate it. And I don't personally have a problem with AI narration. I would prefer a human, though, if those were my two options. But I do agree with you. I also think that the text was boring as hell.
Yeah, it's a thing of, I think it's great for personal use. I think it's great for stuff where it's like just not super like likely to get an actual human to narrate it. But other than that, yeah, it's definitely good for me because I can actually read more books that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Netflix super encouraged by early video podcast performance. Netflix executives say they are super encouraged with how the first 6 months of video podcasts on the streaming platform have developed, posting it as another step forward in the ongoing broadening of the definition of television. It's still not effing television, and it's still not a podcast. It's just a bunch of people sitting around talking like me and Trey are doing. They maybe speak better than me and Trey on some things, and maybe they know some stuff, more stuff, or maybe they have more marketing budget, and maybe they're just larger and they're getting on Netflix. It's just two people talking on an effing camera. They have convinced us that this viewing is definitely incremental for us. Sarando said, we're engaging our members outside of primetime, where we historically have done most of the engagement on Netflix. He said that might mean they are watching The Breakfast Club in the morning, then pivoting to other shows from creators like Martha Stewart, Bill Simmons, Pete Davidson, and Brian Williams in other parts of the day. Now, as far as Netflix doing this with podcasts, I think this is great. I guess my question, Trey, do you think that Netflix will eventually have it where anybody can upload stuff to a certain feed that's on there and start competing with YouTube?
I don't think so. They might eventually. But if like there's another article that we'll get to where I'll get a little bit more into this, but I think that their best thing is to actually have a very if I was Netflix, I would want to have a very special catalog, something that is not everything but just chosen things, because people don't go to Netflix for creators, they go to Netflix and chill, as it were.
Joey does make a good point here. He says it's more than two people. It's about co-watching, and that's hella fun. I think Joey means on Netflix you can co-watch. And in general, I guess you could co-watch things like we're doing right now, I suppose. I don't think there's anything wrong with two people getting and having a conversation and having a show, and that show being on Netflix. My argument is the definition of how we're changing the definition of things, which I think is okay. But I think that we have to, as an entertainment district or as an advertisement company, come together and find out exactly what that means. Like one of the problems that I have with the way in which Interactive Advertising Bureau, which is the largest, I guess the largest, what's that? Like not a society, but like it's like I don't want to say think tank, but you have to pay to be a part of it. But IAB is actually the company that kind of puts the rules into place for how we should count metrics as it relates to podcasts. And then there's other ways to do it. And Spotify has changed the way. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to do something with Spotify. Hold on. Trey, what's our new thing with Spotify whenever we say it? We do.
Boo.
We do. I can't find the boo. Where's the boo? Yeah, one of the things that Spotify does is now they changed the way in which they count, which it changed all of our metrics, because now if you listen to something for 30 seconds, that counts as a listen/download. And so IAB, I think it was for a minute, if I'm not mistaken. And so essentially what happened was Spotify is now able to change the way in which their numbers are calculated as opposed to an industry standard. And that is more of what my argument is. As a society, I don't know why I keep using that specific word, but as a society, we need to come together and say, this is what it should be. And then all hold people accountable to that. So I'm fine if we change the name of a podcast, but if that's a podcast, then what's an on-demand video? Or like what, yeah. And I get that an on-demand video can be lots of different things, but to me, it's just a fucking interview.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those things where like, there does need to be some sort of a thing here between like a talk show and a podcast, because if you're calling all talk shows podcasts, then
what's a talk show? Correct.
show?
Correct. Or could it be a talk show, right? It could be a talk show that is a podcast, because originally podcast was how you distributed it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anyways, this whole thing makes me want to do one of these. I don't know. Every time this is when I talk about AI. Every time that I say something positive about AI, this is what I think Joey's doing. Which is fine. I just think it's funny because this is a fun. All right, and plus I can give myself an applause. We're doing a great job. Great job we're doing.
Very good job.
We're doing one of these.
Amazing.
Amazing. All right, since professional long form content is a pretty small part of mobile, it's executing to see what other video podcasts are out indexing on mobile for them. It's a really great progress for both fronts. It's really important for us to meet their members where they are in the kind of entertainment that they're trying to enjoy. I think that that's from the Breakfast Club. Netflix didn't release any specific figures detailing how many users are watching podcast episode in its quarterly update. However, it did report that thanks to the World Cup buzz, episodes of Goal Hangers, The Rest is Football, had 100,000 views per episode in June. So I think that that's really great. So good for them. I think that they put in a lot of work. I want them to be successful. So I think that, again, I don't want anybody to not be successful because of my belief in what podcast should be called. So for good for all of them, I'm happy for in that specific front.
Agreed.
It's amazing. All right, moving right along. Work Media released a report on YouTube, which it says is worth $40 billion to advertisers, but revenue growth is slowing down. TikTok is set to grow bigger than YouTube by the end of the decade, but Netflix is expected to pull ahead in the next 18 months. Users spend 58 minutes a day on that specific platform. Again, Work Media's latest Platform Insights report examines YouTube's ad revenue trajectory and competitive position, how and where audiences are consuming content, and what the data says about campaign performance. Alex Brownsell, head of content, Work Media, and lead editor of the report, says rising consumption of video content on YouTube, and in particular on TV screens, has not yet translated into the kind of year-on-year ad revenue growth we see elsewhere in the digital ad market. YouTube has been less successful than rivals such as TikTok in its attempts to persuade marketers of its role in driving lower funnel outcomes. Hence, its growing focus on winning a greater share of TV budgets, which makes sense, especially since Gen Z and younger millennials, they are probably not even watching longer form content. I'm assuming all of their stuff probably goes to short form content anyway.
That's true, but there's like a bit of nuance to this. Joy and I were just talking last week about how kids nowadays will have a video game going and a short form video going and a long form video going. I don't think that there's as much difference as people would like to think. I think that ad revenue means that people are just putting more into it because they believe on how much time it is. I think that YouTube still has the ability to put in more because I think that people who are tuned into a long form video are more likely to actually look into an ad
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's what my original thought process would be. The sentiment that we had at 3T Warrior Academy and with Age of Radio over the years, and why I'm really focusing on continuing to grow our YouTube presence, and then eventually focus on Age of Jeremy YouTube presence, and then helping find other YouTube presences or this type of content, is because this type of content, from my understanding and the sentiment that we've had all these years, is people make buying decisions based off of YouTube because they're able to get the information about products. They're more engaged in the long form content. They listen to what the people say. Maybe we'll get a bunch of the people that are on here. Maybe they'll buy our new Creator Trey shirt when it comes out. The hanging on like a barnacle on the rock. Maybe we'll get everybody to check out that amazing shirt and wear it. I'm going to make sure that we all wear it one of the days that we're in Tucson, and definitely we're going to wear it at UwuCon. And we have some exciting news coming up in the next couple of weeks about UwuCon. But that's the way that I would kind of like think about it, that more people would buy on YouTube. But I think TikTok's done a really strong job, and why I think TikTok could outproduce this is because of the live shows that they do where people are selling stuff. Also, too, that gets more people engaged in the platform, and then they're served up the ads more, maybe, and maybe now people are looking at TikTok as where they would buy stuff.
So when it comes to TikTok, their ads are very prevalent, but their ads are most prevalent and most accurate. I think that they do best when it's TikTok products, like TikTok Shop and stuff like that.
Yeah, the way that this looks, if we look at this platform insight here, TikTok is on track to surpass YouTube in global ad revenue too. That also means that it may not surpass them in US ad revenue too. We have to take that into consideration. TikTok is a very global brand because it's owned by ByteDance. And so I think, I don't know how the sell went with the US. I haven't paid attention to that because I'm not even on TikTok. Trey, do you spend a lot of time on TikTok in general? And do you out there that are watching spend time on TikTok? Can you let us know in the comments?
I do spend a lot of time on TikTok. I think that TikTok has a, even though it tends to get into political stuff, which I don't usually like, I think that TikTok has a bit of a better, more interconnected user base. Instagram and YouTube have it like this kind of thing too, but like stitches. Have you ever seen like YouTube calls it something different? Instagram calls it something different. Have you actually seen a stitch or a duet or something that's like actually from Instagram or YouTube?
What do you mean? Say it again, Trey. I don't think I followed.
Okay, so on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, they all have this feature. You can either do a duet where you can like, and they're all called
a duet or a stitch where you're like yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one actually done, except for when I've done them a few times.
But I don't know. So you're saying you don't know when they've been done? That what are you trying to say, Trey? I think I missed it because I was trying to make a poll. My bad. I let you down.
No problem. No, you didn't. So my point is, I don't think that. So there's more of a community aspect on TikTok, in my opinion, because people don't respond to each other's videos as much. They don't. Duets have kind of fallen into the wayside because people started getting upset about them. But yeah, I think there's more of a community thing on TikTok.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to do this poll. I put in a new poll. Start and show. Okay, tell me what your favorite social platform is: TikTok, X, Instagram, or Facebook. It only let me put 4 things in, and it made me mess up that entire conversation that I had with Trey, which I'm really excited about that. 2.6 billion monthly users are still growing. TV is YouTube's fastest growing screen. Trey, do you watch YouTube on TV?
I don't. It's actually really funny. I find that a lot of the times, unless it's something where I'm actively like watching a live stream, I would rather be on my iPad.
Yeah. Is that because you can hold it closer?
Yes. Yes,
yeah,
it
that
is.
Makes sense. I just never got into watching. I have a really giant screen, and I hate watching my show on YouTube because whenever they just go to my face, like if they do something like this on my screen, I'm freaking ginormous. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta clean my face more or something. Getting crazy. What did Joey put? 4? Freaking Joey. Fucking Facebook. Excuse my language. Hold on. Joey gets a Spotify for that. Hold on, Joey. This is what I think of that.
No.
This is what I think of this.
Ooh.
Facebook. What are you? Freaking 60? What's going on here? We don't age discriminate around here, though. All right. All right, moving right along. Let's get this boy up here and make Trey's face disappear behind the pole for a second. That's exciting. Oh, Trey, that's actually all the breaking news we had. There's so much more news, though. Before we go into that, Trey, what do we have going on in the Age of Radio community?
Awesome. So we have our X Spaces coming up next week, I believe.
Because we can never get it. We can never do the X Spaces anymore because something always happens.
Correct. And then I believe that we have our game thing, if we can do that. The Monday, we moved them back to Monday, right? I think we did.
No, we have to move them back to Tuesday because the music thing got pushed back again to Monday. That's why I'm saying I told them I'm doing it one more freaking change. And after that, I'm not, because I love hanging out and doing stuff. And I haven't watched any freaking anime. And how am I supposed to do the thing with Uwukon and be around a bunch of anime stuff if I have no idea what the hell's going on in anime? Tell me that.
Yeah.
Jinx, you're going to have to give me a crash course in, I guess, blackhead scrubbing, and to also give me a crash course in anime voice actors. I think we could all be voice actors.
I've thought about trying that at one point, but I don't think I'd be very good at it.
No, Trey, I have something in the plan. You know, when I go on trips and I have time to let my nervous system reset, I get flooded with ideas upon ideas, and I have a really big idea. Especially since all of us love this industry, I have something I'm going to work on. But that's all I'm going to say about that right now.
Oh boy, that's exciting.
Did you see my message about doing a Spaces on the third week of every month and just doing that and just always doing that and then doing that?
I did. I was going to talk to you in our next meeting about it.
Fantastic. What are your thoughts on it right now since we're live on air?
I think that's fantastic. I think that's a great idea. We can just do something like 2 hours or something like that and go through all of the different topics, just like an overall, here's the exciting stuff thing.
And Joey, no, you can't choose 3 social media spots. You get 1. You chose Facebook. It was obviously clearly the wrong answer, right? Because you got one of these. My favorite's Instagram. I don't mind. I like microblogging, but I can't. I prefer microblogging on X rather than Threads for some reason. Like when I think of a thought, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go put this on X. I don't know if that's because I've been ingrained in that over all of these years or what specifically that is. But I love microblogging, and I tend to do that on X. So I would say Instagram and X. But it's not like I think that the platform keeps going to more shit since Elon Musk took it over. I'm just being honest.
So I would also say, I'd probably say TikTok and X, honestly. But X is because Meta still hasn't done an iPad app.
Really? They still don't have an iPad app?
Not for Threads. They have not.
That's ridiculous. All right, let's talk about books again. Pod to Books reaches 100 author milestone, converting podcasts into books. After a year after launching podtobooks.ai says it has helped more than 100 creators transform their podcasts into published books, betting that AI can help extend the life and revenue potential of audio content long after an episode disappears from listeners' feeds. The platform uses artificial intelligence to convert podcast episodes into professionally written book manuscripts available in paperback and ebook formats. Rather than producing a simple transcript, the company says its software transcribers analyze and rewrite spoken conversations into structured book chapters while preserving each creator's voice. Founder and Chief Technology Officer Sheila Slick says the service addresses one of the podcasting's biggest challenges, the fleeting nature of most episodes, which is very true. The most valuable thing most hosts are sitting on isn't their latest episode. It's the one they recorded 6 months ago that still gets messages. That conversation holds wisdom someone needs to hear 5 years from now, and it deserves to be preserved in a format that keeps it accessible and discoverable for generations. Podtobooks.ai positions books as a way to give podcast content a longer shelf life. What are your thoughts, Trey?
I think this is a bit weird. Because some episodes can go super long. You look at like Joe Rogan and stuff like that, and those episodes are 3 hours long. But a 3 hour long episode, I don't know how long of a book that would make. Especially because again, I'm so big into audio. But I can't imagine a 3 hour podcast because I know like if you look at a Harry Potter book or something like that, it'll have like 300 pages or something like that and be like 10 hours long or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that it might be something where it's, I don't know. I would think that it would be better if you can to turn a series of episodes into a book. And I think that would make a much longer, more rounded book.
I would say that I think the idea, the thought behind what they're trying to do is good. I think the medium in which they're doing it is wrong. One of the things that I think that people should do is twofold. One, you should always, every once in a while, maybe once a month if you have a podcast, go back and see what your most listened to podcast episode is and re-push that out, because you know that that's grabbed an algorithm's attention. You know that it grabs people's attention, and you can recycle those things. And what's great about hosting inside of a podcast platform, like we do Megaphone, or if you do, Libsyn or whatever, you should be able to load the audio if maybe you have the audio on a different storage stack or whatever the case is, and then re-put out that episode. So I think that that's a really good way to reignite that. The second thing, one of the things that I love about Gemini Notebook, which Notebook LM just changed the name of it recently to Gemini Notebook, which I think is really, really cool. With Notebook LM, you can upload the podcast into it, and then it can create slides for you. It can create posts for you. It can create infographics for you. I think utilizing those things and getting the main points that are out of, say, a 3-hour episode and continuously pushing those out, I think would be more beneficial.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
All right, well, moving right along, oh God, there's so much fucking AI news in the news. If you ever think that there's a bubble brewing, just look and see what the most freaking talked about word is. It's nonstop AI stuff. This is actually funny. Real quick, Joe, Threads is cool, but Comic Threads hates promo. It's weird. And then he says, come to think of it, they hate a lot of stuff. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Someone ring my doorbell. No, most people don't ring my doorbell. Probably a solicitor. Let me see. Well, they'll probably leave, or they'll leave something. Those are the only options that are available to them. All right, moving right along. Ecos looks to AI to bring programmatic efficiency to host-read ads. Ecos.ai has launched an AI platform that lets podcasters, networks, and ad exchanges scale host-read advertising with the use of artificial intelligence, which if you guys are interested, we're going to be launching a new feed that's geared towards more about artificial intelligence. Did you really ring it, Jinx? Are you really at my doorbell? That'd be weird if you were really here, because I would definitely come in and not let you see this room, because this room is pretty messy. I'm the messiest podcast office host person of all time. We're going to be relaunching some of our ad space by Age of Radio branded social media. And so we have a bunch of videos that have been made by one of our business development officers, Atoshi, and we're going to be posting them out. And this is one of the things that he talks about, the benefit of AI with host-read ads. Ecos uses voice print technology to clone the host's own voice, then scripts, voices, and dramatically inserts host-read ads programmatically. The result is a new class of host-read ads that company says give advertisers scale and performance without sacrificing authenticity, and means more of their premium host-read inventory can potentially be filled, and at higher costs per thousands, or CPMs, while the host retains approval and control over how their voice is used. This gives podcasters a way to say yes to more advertisers without burning more hours in the booth, and to do it in their own voice on their own terms. Trey, what are your thoughts? You've used your voice on AI, and it usually doesn't sound like you. So what do you think?
Not
hit or
quite.
miss
It
on
doesn't
this?
usually. I'm actually very much against this, which might surprise a few people. So I'm going to be clear here. If you have a host use their voice in AI and do a host-read ad, it's not a host-read ad. The important thing about host-read ads is it's not a flipping template that they're reading off of. They're adding stuff to it. They're talking about their experience with it. If you have a host that's doing that stuff, unless they can edit the transcript, which a lot of them aren't going to make time to do, it's not a host-read ad, and it's not remaining. What's the word, Jeremy?
What? That's what?
The word.
What's the word for what? Say it. What are you trying to say?
They say in the article that the can still remain something. I can't. My brain took the word from
that it can remain like authentic or whatever.
that. Yeah,
That's
it.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think I would be more prone to people utilizing AI and not using my voice and being like, hey, we'll just make an ad for you using AI with anybody's voice. I mean, I'm not 100% opposed to it, but I think that the benefit of the main thing that I see with the problem with artificial intelligence is we're trying way too hard to speed up every single thing without us doing anything anymore. That's the problem that I have with it. Is there is so many benefits to AI and the amount of knowledge that you can get, the amount of things that you can create, the amount of organization that you can do with information, research that you can do with it. But we're utilizing it for literally trying to utilize it for every single thing. And there's something powerful and meaningful of you going and learning how to do host read ads, doing more of them yourself, spending the time on what your processes are to speed up processes and your own efficiencies, right? Because think about what, like me with the setup that I have that it's taken me forever. It takes me like 2 seconds to boot up, start recording. I can do a host read ad and meet anytime flat. Edit that bad boy real quick. It's out the gate. We upload it and we're good to go. And it also gives you the opportunity, if this is with you and some other advertisers, it gives you the opportunity to have more conversations with the advertisers, get to know them better, build that strong relationship. And then when you have other projects, you can go to them and be like, oh yeah, I like working with you. Let's go and try to do these other things. Not just utilizing your voice and you saying yes to it and then it dynamically pushing all this stuff out.
Completely.
Yeah. So I think that what they're trying to do, I get. I just think that I feel like AI is this really good thing, but we're using it all wrong and we're all becoming dumb. That's what I think in some capacities. Like, I mean, I've met people that I work with that don't even write emails anymore. They just ask ChatGPT, this is what the email needs to be, and then they write. So no one's going to know how to write or think critically here soon. Maybe not soon, but in the future. Mm-hmm. Trey, what are your thoughts? Or did I just go on a
rant? I disagree.
I think boo, Trey. I'm just kidding. It's okay to disagree. Okay, Trey, why do you disagree? Go. I want to know.
Okay, so I think that we're going to shift our critical thinking to what is like at a different level. So for instance, speaking of which, what's the name? The next time we go on here, we got to tackle your notes thing that was built off Microsoft.
Anti-gravity. I have it up, buddy, but I don't know what we did and I can't find it. So I have no idea what we should do.
Okay. It was like a Bill Gates type blog thing, I think.
Creating a blog site. Here it is. I found it. Okay, awesome. We'll pull it. We'll see how much time we'll have. We'll try to do. We have 30 minutes left. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
But the thing about vibe coding is you have more time to think about the overarching things of how am I going to build this? What direction do I want to go in? And you're not focusing on why is this next file not working after I've perused every file in the flipping thing. It can guess this isn't working. Find out why.
Joey said I should record you a human voice of the scream. You know what I say to that? I totally forgot we had that in there. That's our guys. Just so you guys know, this sounds in here in case someone passes away. This is our remembrance sound. Oh, we can do one for Sam Neill. We'll do a silent moment for Sam Neill from Jurassic Park and all of the other work that I can't remember that he did. Did he do any other work? I don't know. I'm sure he did.
I genuinely I don't track actors.
Oh my gosh, Trey. That should be the number one thing. I get what I understand what you're saying as well, Trey. But do you think that but if you want to be a serious programmer, I'm not saying that you should. Sam Neill was in Peaky Blind. I never watched Peaky Blinders. I'm not going to say why because it'll get a lot of hate on here. One of the things, I get what you're saying. I agree. But do you not think that someone should then also study the understanding of programming and the understanding apart from the AI so that they can be even better at utilizing the vibe codes? Because like if for instance, like someone went to school for computer science or for software engineering, and then they start using AI. I don't really care if they use AI because they're speeding up their efficiencies. They're utilizing it as a tool to help them better find better fragments of code, to research their code, to debug it. But they went through the process of understanding it so that then they could then think their version of critical while they're using AI. Like you've done AI or programming courses. I've done programming courses. Like I've done 2 full things of Java and then how to build Android apps. And so I guess that's where my thinking is maybe different.
So you should know, like most people know how to do a good polite email. That's something that a lot of people know. But like with stuff for code, yes, you should undoubtedly know what you're doing so that you can try and guide, because it needs to be human in the loop. I'm not good about that because trying to review documents of code is something that takes me a long time.
Yeah.
That's why for a lot of my projects, I want to work with a developer who can look over the AI stuff that I've done and say, yeah, they did this, ask them to change this. But at the same time, it's also a thing of, so when I was learning Next.js, I had a project that I couldn't get to load for the life of me. I scoured every single file. Guess what the error was?
What?
I accidentally capitalized the wrong letter.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I did that all the time.
I'm like, it's nice not having to worry about syntax anymore.
Yeah, and I agree. I can 100% agree with you on that. So I agree with you in that specific regard. But I do think that in some areas, people are going to use it as an out and not want to know how things specifically work, and that's more of what my worrisome is. But moving along, because we have about 30 minutes left, Kingdom Hearts will celebrate 25 years next year as the first game in the RPG series, which began life as a crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy. It launched in 2002. Disney will mark the occasion a bit early with a deep dive into Kingdom Hearts panel during D23 this year. D23 is the official Disney fan club, and it celebrates with a convention called D23, the ultimate Disney fan event every other year. This year is likely to feature our first official look at Avengers Doomsday and other upcoming Disney movies, as well as confirmed retrospective panels on classics like Beauty and the Beast. I've tried to get into Club 23. I think that's their secret club that's inside of there. I don't know if that's where if it is Club 23, but there's a secret club inside of Disney, and I think it's like $30,000 a year to be a part of. And I submitted my application to be a part of it. And I've not heard anything because they're like, who's this guy with his black heads?
この世界の構造はとても複雑で、私たちが定義する光と闇を具現化したものは存在しなかった。でもそれを定義するものがこの世界に来たことで、この世界にも私たちの定義する闇が現れた。
Trey, Kingdom
Yay.
Hearts 4, yay or nay?
Yeah, I'm so excited, and I got to bring up Jinx's comment here because I'm very, very excited about this. Kingdom Hearts is one of my all-time favorite series, and they're releasing all of the games in one combo this September. I got to save up for it. I'm so excited. I'm ludicrously excited.
That's really cool. Yeah, my partner Maria, she has her whole back is a Kingdom Hearts tattoo. Like it's her entire back is the Kingdom Hearts something with the key thing sword thingy. I don't think she'd like if I took a picture of her back and then put it on here. But I'll ask her and see if we can get one and we can throw it up here so you guys can know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think her favorite game is Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm really excited about that because I love Disney and I love Final Fantasy as well. All right, FX has bringing Far Cry as a new original series, and FX is a live-action Far Cry anthology series. Cast Steve Buscemi. The actor joins an evolving cast for the so far includes It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Rob Mack, who also serves as co-showrunner, and Lizzie Kaplan. Buscemi's extensive credits range from roles in classic films such as Reservoir Dogs, Fargo, and The Big Lebowski, to acclaimed TV shows such as Boardwalk Empire and Wednesday. You may also remember him from The Greatest Meme, produced by 30 Rock. Buscemi's role in Far Cry is unknown. So, Trey, yay or nay on Far Cry movies?
This will be extremely interesting. Far Cry, have you ever played any of the games?
Yeah, I've played the Far Cry. The only one that I was super interested in was Primal, where you're like, it's essentially Assassin's Creed, but you're in like the caveman times or whatever, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Very gritty, very down to earth type of game. I would say even more like down to earth than Assassin's Creed. With a lot of guns and a lot of like you always have to have the mustache twirlingly evil, very, very well spoken bad guy. So I think this will be really fun, and I would bet that the actor that they mentioned will be the mustache twirling bad guy.
Yeah. All right, guys. So big announcement. It is the world premiere. I don't know if this is really the world premiere, but I'm saying it's the world premiere trailer of Ratchet and Clank Ranger Rumble. I know that that's not true, but I just want to, one day, I'm putting it out in the universe. We will be a place where it is true what I just said, where a company will give us a video first and we'll play it as the world premiere first look. But this is, Trey, you're a huge Ratchet and Clank fan, right?
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Oh my gosh. Coming to mobile soon from PlayStation Studios, Insomniac Games. Insomniac is one of your favorite game publishers, isn't it, Trey?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Are you excited for this?
I'm not actually.
What? Why? That looked fucking fun as hell. This
Then
is what
you-
happened right now. I put out an amazing, and you did this. What's going on here? Why?
If you like this, you should check out some of the single player games. Because one, I'm not a huge fan of mobile shooters anyway, because I have a really hard time with them. And two, this is a live service game.
What's that mean?
It means that it's going to be something where they hope to get a bunch of money from a bunch of what they call in the industry whales, by selling skins and battle passes and all sorts of stuff.
But I love skins and battle passes. But it is very money-y.
Yeah, so Ratchet and Clank has already gone multiplayer. They did All for One and they did Full Frontal Assault, and both of them bombed so hard. I love Ratchet and Clank. I think Sony should be ashamed by following up Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart 5 years later with a money-hungry cash grab.
Wow, you tell him, Trey. You hear that? Wait, who's made it? Insomniac Games? PlayStation? Who am I yelling at here? Who am I supposed to yell at?
PlayStation would be.
Yeah, PlayStation. First, you're getting rid of the PS3. Second, you're getting rid of discs. And now you're following up one of the best games of which Rift Apart is really fun, by the way. I've played some of that. That's really fun. Or Drift Apart or whatever it's called. And now Trey is saying, screw you, because you're bringing back one of the best follow-up games with a freaking
cash grab.
Cash grab. That's what Trey's going to do to your offices. That could be looked as a threat. Trey's not going to do that to your offices. I'm kidding. We're going to do one of these. And Joey said he wants to see more of my moves, so I don't know what that says about Joey or my moves, but here we are. All right, moving into God of War. Amazon God of War TV series will reportedly recast Kratos actor after Ryan Hurst suffers serious injury on set. We got our first look at Ryan Hurst at Callum Vincent as Kratos and Artruce in Amazon's Prime's God of War TV series adaptation back in February, and though the response to it was mixed at best, the studio's track record with other video game properties like Fallout kept us optimistic. The show has been significantly set back, however, due to a serious injury Hurst sustained on set, which led Amazon reported to recast the role of Kratos. Deadline reports that Hurst, who gained 40 pounds of muscle in anticipation of this role, tore a bicep while performing a stunt. That's not funny. It sucks that he got hurt and he's not going to be able to do the show because this could have been a big show for Ryan Hurst. But he has since undergone surgery and is in recovery. And the TV set's production has been paused and remains on hiatus today, with Hurst likely needing 4 to 6 months to recover from his injury and unable to continue the strength training needed to keep up the stature of his Kratos. Amazon has opted to recast the role rather than wait until probably 2027 to continue shooting with Hurst. Do we know who he's been recast as? That's what
I think it says in the article. I cannot remember who. Or maybe not. He might not have been yet.
No, I don't think he's been recast. Will reportedly recast. They're just saying that he's going to be recasted. I think Ryan Hurst played a very famous character on Sons of Anarchy, if I'm not mistaken. Other than that, I don't know what he's been in after that. Trey, do you like the God of War things, or are they too much?
I actually really liked God of War 2018. I actually liked all of the God of Wars. It's a really fun game. I don't mind.
The new one, Luke Fay or whatever, looks really good.
The combat looks fantastic in it. It looks very good. I think that if it was up to me, they would be waiting, because my goodness, guys, can you not? I mean, you've got 4 episodes of the 8 to 12 episode season done already. Give it a year, let him heal up, because if you recast him, you're working.
I mean, shit, they did spend
something.
5 years between Stranger Things freaking episodes. Like, what's it gonna hurt? Like, just give them the time. People will still back to it.
Agreed. Yeah.
All right. Well, moving along, something Joey gave us. I know nothing about what's going on in this article, to say the least. But Marvel Comics is relocating to Burbank, named Stephen Wacker. That's a fun name. New editor-in-chief. Marvel making one of the biggest changes in its publishing history, relocating its comics division from New York to California while installing a new editor-in-chief and launching a renewed focus on the future of comics. Marvel Comics is preparing for one of the most significant changes in the publisher's nearly 90-year history. The company has announced that its comic and franchise division will relocate from New York to Burbank, California, where it will join Marvel Studios and the Walt Disney Company's broader creative operations. The move, revealed to employees during a company town hall on Thursday, will affect more than 100 staff members who are being asked to relocate by July 2027. According to Marvel leadership, the goal is to place comics alongside the company's film, television, and animation teams to encourage greater collaboration. This is a quote from Marvel executive Brad Winterbaum and David Abdo. This move will position the team beside our broader creative organization and create opportunities for collaborations across both Marvel and Disney. Our goal is simple: to continue to make the best comic books in the business, and they don't make the best comic books in the business. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. DC, Image, Scout Comics, so many other comic books companies make the best comic books in the business.
Don't forget Geek Collective.
Now, I will say that I think Marvel has the best business strategy in the business.
I don't know. I don't have anything to say to that. Can you
Trey,
not
are
hear
you
me?
going to move to Burbank? I can hear you. I got frozen. I froze.
Oh,
My computer
okay,
is fine. Needs more crack. I would say that this is a good move. I think it makes more sense for them. If their whole focus is Marvel as a total brand, it doesn't make sense for all of the other media to be in California and then just the comic books division to be in New York.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. I don't really have any, like, I'm not in that scene as much, so I don't have any opinions one way or the other.
Fantastic. You need to be in that scene more. No, we need to be in the anime scene. All right, today the world says goodbye to a true legend. Actually, this was a couple days ago. To a true legend, Sam Neill gave us unforgettable performances, but beyond the screen, he was admired for his warmth. I don't know what the rest of this says, so I'm just going to say he was admired for his warmth. Most people are going to remember him from Jurassic Park. So let's give a moment of silence with our fun sound to say goodbye to an amazing actor and giving us an amazing movie such as Jurassic Park, and I'm sure other great movies as well. And so here we go. I don't know what happened to the sound. It just stopped. Oh, that's because I used to have it on replay. Now I don't. This is a great show. I love our show.
I love our show very much. It's also, I don't know if anyone else is catching this, but the sounds are like, some of them, not all of them, but the sounds are like playing twice. It's weird.
When?
It happened just now. And
well, no, that's playing twice because I hit the thing twice because it's supposed to be repeating itself. And that's me hitting it again. All right, guys. Well, go watch Jurassic Park. The first one, he's in the first one. He's in the third one. I don't know if he's any of those other ones. The last Jurassic Park was freaking horrible. So that's all I have to say about Sam Neill and Jurassic Park. All right, Trey, before we end, Trey, I'm going to bring up anti-gravity. Let me close this other Google browser down because it'll slow down the entire program because, you know, Google. Let me close my, here's my anti-gravity. Okay, so Trey, okay, so if you guys don't know, me and Trey built a website using anti-gravity a month ago, and we forgot all about it, and now we're slowly remembering it. But go and vibe code. Vibe coding. So, Trey, I have no idea how I would even vibe code with this. I think it's easier for me just to go and code something.
I mean, it's, I don't know. I think you got to, because it's hard because you haven't looked at it in months. But
it's really been months at this point, Trey. We did this months ago.
I think it's been like 1 to 2 months. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Back in May.
All right. Well, this says, so let's see here. What I don't understand is how do I view what it creates? Because like,
okay, so ask it to start the project and ask it to start it at localhost:3000. You haven't done much web development, have you?
No, the only time I did and even when I did the web development, it was very minimal, and it was with XML, and it was for an Android app. So not even web development. Post semi. What colon is the colon? This one?
It's the one that doesn't have the comma.
Got it. Okay.
The two dots.
Localhost, comma, what is localhost one word?
Yes, localhost: 3000. And no comma in 3000. But I'm sure you knew that.
It says, I will check if Node.js is installed in the system or run a local development server for the static files. Waiting for your input. Run Node, yes. See what happens. Submit. I tried watching a video a couple weeks ago on this. But then, the amount of time that I have to move into this, it's running one task.
Yeah, it's...
In the meantime, Joey said, Marvel move could be a great giving new talent opportunities, but could this mean less printing because their focus is on Hollywood blockbusters? I also agree with that, Joey. I would imagine that they're going to they said the new future of comics. Maybe the new future of comics is just more movies. And Marvel's just going to get out of the comic business and divert it all into freaking everything else. What is this happening now? Python, yes. Python was not found. Nothing's in here, Trey. Nothing's going to happen. I will create a lightweight PowerShell script. Sure, allow this time. See what happens next.
Yeah, this is very strange.
No, Trey, I'm sure it's not strange. I'm sure it has to do with something that I literally did and am still doing at this moment in time somehow.
It's really hard because it's I usually watch unless it's something where I'm somewhat, confident in it, I watch it like a hawk. I would be curious if it actually got the styling right. It might not. It's asking you for another permission.
No, it's saying PowerShell execution policy bypass file server.ps1. Good old PlayStation 1. I know that has nothing to do with what it's talking about. I'll have to play around with it more. We need to teach people about the stuff on our show, Trey. We're also a tech powerhouse show. I don't know how to even do web design. Actually, I can write HTML. Well, I can, something. One file change review.
That'll open it up in the side.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
File not found. Respond if 404 catch right error.
Okay, it's having some very interesting. It might have been because of I don't even remember what.
I'll be honest, I don't remember even what we were doing. We should retry it again, and then remember what we're doing.
Yeah.
You can open in your web browser. Oh, here we go. Dang! Look at what it made, Trey.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah. Actually, now I just want. How do I write an article in it? And what do I write a post? Let's do this. Dang! This is nothing of what I gave it. But the Chronicle's a cool name. Age of Jeremy the Chronicle. Age of Jeremy
cool.
the Chronic. We can get into the marijuana business. Actually, this is pretty cool. All right, everybody, go and vibe code. Everybody, teach me more about anti-gravity. One thing that I think Google's really good, I'm a very big name person. So, when there's a cool name for something, I gravitate towards it. And I think Google did a good job with the branding of anti-gravity. And I'm really excited that they got rid of Notebook LM as the name and changed it to Gemini Notebook. What are your thoughts on Gemini Notebook, Trey?
I actually think that that's a fantastic name change. Also, it's very interesting because ChatGPT said, you know what name we have? ChatGPT, and we're going to use it for everything. So they just took the ChatGPT desktop app and combined it with Codex, and now they're all one app. Called
Does that mean
ChatGPT.
anybody can come to this website if I publish it and write a post? Is that how they made this?
You'll have to see how to publish it, but yeah.
That's really funny. I actually don't mind the color codes for this. I think I might steal some of this color coding for a brand because this is actually pretty good branded colors. I'm not going to lie. And I like the word the Chronicle. I also like the word the Chronic. I don't really smoke Chronic anymore. All right, Trey. Well, we've come to the end of the road, Galvatron. That's from Transformers. I think they're bringing that Transformers movies back for a theatrical release. But Trey, let us know any calls to actions where people could find you, and let's close this bad boy out, sir.
Awesome. Yes. Look forward to more Age of Radio Mercury stuff coming very, very soon. Might have something might have been made with something related to what we were just talking about. Looking forward to that. We didn't make any predictions. We didn't make any predictions today. We got to try and do some more predictions so I can get that database set up.
My prediction is we're going to have our own. My prediction is one day Trey and I will have our own prediction markets website of just our own predictions, no one else's.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just like hitting buttons now.
And then if you guys are interested, you can check out my Substack at creatortrade.substack.com, and you can find me just about anywhere on the internet at creatortrade.
Anywhere on the internet. This is what Joey thinks of AI. And this is what Jinx thinks of Joey on AI. What do I more? Hold on, I want to go find more sounds. Let's see here. Let's see. I've almost taken all of the sounds. Ooh, what's this one?
That explosion.
When would we use that?
What even was it? I didn't hear anything.
Oh, hold on. I don't think I added it. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, let me do this one. This is a laugh audience long. Wow. I'm going to go find... Oh my gosh, it's still going.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why is this? Do I have to stop it for it to stop? That's ridiculous. I want to find more sounds. Hold on. Let me go here. Listen to this one, Trey. This one's annoying. You ready?
Yep.
When would we use that?
Yeah, I don't even know.
All right. Well, everyone, don't forget that Mercury is brought to you by Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. Go get 30 days for free. We have our exit strategy. We have an entry strategy. And if you watch this show, I'll give you a little sneak peek. We actually created an MCP connection for it, Trey. So soon you'll be able to connect your Mercury to your AI and get information about your portfolio.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So guys, head on over to merlincrypto.com, get 30 days for free. And if you're not in the crypto space, I just recommend that you research blockchain technology because it is going to be the future of financial infrastructure. JP Morgan Chase has one of the largest infrastructures building that they're doing inside of it with their Circle program. They have their own stable coin. So again, it's not going anywhere. So don't get left behind. If you do decide to get started in cryptocurrency, make sure that you get Merlin. It allows you to see all of your coins in one spot. It allows you to set entry and exit targets. And we're working on a whole bunch of other features for it as well that I will release on here as we move forward. So go check that out. And with that, go watch Age of Jeremy. I did a great interview with the chief operating officer of Annie Landers from Junior Achievement. So that's available on my YouTube site. I'll try to clip that and show some clips on here as we move forward to make sure that you go over and watch that because it was a great conversation. Make sure that you like and subscribe to Age of Jeremy wherever you get your podcast. And I also do my new show, Markets Radar, which is currently on the Age of Jeremy feed, where I break down markets and my commentary on them. I do that on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So make sure that you have your notifications on so you know when those are hitting the feed. And with that, as I always say, be faithful, grateful, and kind. And we'll talk with you guys soon. Bye.